I always brush my teeth.
Mr. Habbas often reads a book.
Yes, I often read a book, yes. I sometimes play soccer.
How often do you drink tea, Mr. Habbas?
I usually drink tea.
So Mr. Habbas usually drinks tea.
Yes.
Amen, sir. Would you like to eat some chips? You have 2 bags right there.
No thanks, I never eat these kinds of chips.
Okay. So as you saw in the beginning of this lesson, today we are going to talk about adverbs of frequency. So what is an adverb of frequency and how we use it in English and where it goes in the sentence, okay? So, of course, I'm going to talk about the most common adverbs of frequency. We have always, usually, often, sometimes, and never. Okay? Very nice. Before we go any further, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And now, let's get started. So I have 5 adverbs. The first one is always. Always. Always means it's like everyday, things we do every day. That means 100%. Okay? Yes, very nice. Always. Yes, and here we have never. Never. Never means 0%. Okay? Okay, so always and never. And here we have sometimes. Sometimes. 50-50. Sometimes. So it's 50%. Very nice. Okay. Here it's a little bit more. Okay? It's often. 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 So it's 70%. Okay? And here more and more. A little bit. So it's gonna be 90%. Okay? So once again, we have always, usually, often, sometimes, and never. Very nice. Okay. Let's see here the examples. Okay? The first one, I always do my homework. I always do my homework. She usually watches TV. She usually watches TV. We often drink tea. We often drink tea. He sometimes eats pizza. He sometimes eats pizza. Okay? Very nice. Let's see these 2 examples here. I am never late for work. I am never late for work. And the last example, they don't often read stories. They don't often read stories. Okay, now let's see where the adverb of frequency goes in the sentence. Okay? So, with the adverbs, with the action verbs, it goes before the verb. Before the verb. So here is the verb, okay? Do. And here we have watches. And here we have drink. And here we have eats, okay? So these called action verbs. So we have to use the adverb of frequency before these verbs. Okay? I always do. Okay? I do always. No, this is wrong. Okay? Very nice. Okay, let's see these two examples. Here we have am. This is the verb. And of course, verbs to be. So with verbs to be, yes, verbs to be. Okay? Am, and, is, and are. Very nice. So here, adverbs of frequency goes after verbs to be, after am and is, okay, and are, of course. Very nice. So we have to say I am never late. We don't say I never am or he never is. Okay, so it's I am never late for work. He is usually sad, for example. Okay, very nice. Okay, the last sentence here, or the last example, it's almost the same thing. They don't often read stories. So here we have don't, and don't gives the negation. So here it's a negative sentence. So adverbs of frequency, okay, go after the negation. Okay, so this is a negative sentence. Okay, very nice. So they don't often read stories. We don't say they often don't read stories. Okay, or he often doesn't know. We say he doesn't often. Okay, very nice. So we say before the verb, this is number one, with the action verb before the verb. I always do. She usually watches. We often drink. Number two, they come. Adverbs of frequency go after verbs to be, like am, is, and are. And number three, after the negation, or after negative sentences. Okay, very nice. Okay, here in these sentences, let's find the mistake. So the first one, we say he always writes his homework, but here we don't say he always writes his homework. So where is the mistake here? The mistake is in the second one. So this is correct and this is wrong. Why? Because we don't have to forget the S with the verb. Okay, so this is right, this is correct, and this is wrong. Okay, because here we have singular pronoun. Okay, very nice. So with he, she, it, or any singular name, okay, we have to use the S, or maybe ES, like watch, watches. Okay, wash, washes, fix, fixes. Okay, very nice. Okay, here we say she sometimes drinks coffee, but we don't say she sometimes drink coffee. The same thing. So this is correct and this is wrong. The same thing. We have here the S letter with the verb drink. Okay, so we have she. Very nice. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to talk about is how often. So always use how often to ask a question. So when we want to ask about these adverbs of frequency, we have to use how often. The question, how often. For example, How often do you watch TV? I'm asking, okay? How often do you watch TV? So, the answer may be I always watch TV, or I usually watch TV, or I often watch TV, or I sometimes watch TV, or I never watch TV. So we have to use how often. Okay, very nice. I hope this lesson was useful for everyone, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please come back for more videos on this channel, English with Mr. Habas. Until next time, see you guys. Bye bye.